Hi, I'm attorney Manny Serra. I'm a partner at the Rossen law firm, and we're here for you when bad things happen to good people. What are voluntary field sobriety exercises? FSEs, field sobriety exercises. A lot of people call them DUI exercises, right? Or the sobriety exercises, or they made me do the dance. What they are is a tool that officers use to gauge your impairment. Really what it is what an officer uses to take their case from reasonable suspicion to probable cause, thereby allowing them to make an arrest of you on scene. The exercises themselves, there's some standard ones. One's called HGN, that's follow the pen test. Now there's a lot of debate between the courts as to whether an officer can testify as to the findings of an HGN test, Horizontal Gaze Nystagmus. But for all intents and purposes, what you want to do is be able to follow the tip of this pen with your eyes so they track equally. Stand still, don't move your head. If you have a sign of impairment, your eye may click like a dirty windshield wiper, that's really dry, things like that. That's really what the HGN is. The next one would be the walk and turn. So this is where you're taking 9 heel-to-toe steps on either a painted line or an imaginary line. It's supposed to be flat, dry surface, no water, no debris on the surface itself. And you're supposed to take 9 heel-to-toe steps with your arms by your side, counting out loud. And when you get to that 9th step, you're supposed to take a series of small steps and walk all the way back and stop on your 9th step. Now, you're asked to stand in the starting position for some time. Starting position is arms by your side, 1 foot in front of the other, heel touching toe. So you look like a tightrope walker. And you're standing there for like 30 seconds. And if you step out of that position, the officer marks down, stepped out of starting position. So believe it or not, that act of balancing can be used against you. The next exercise typically is the finger to nose exercise, where you have your eyes closed, head tilted back, arms down by your side, and you use the very tip of your finger to touch the very tip of your nose. If you use the pad of your finger to touch the top of your nose, the side of your nose, that's going to be used as a sign of impairment, believe it or not. So we're talking millimeters, centimeters here that's used against you. And as your head's tilted back, they'll call out right, and you put the right and you have to bring it down immediately. That's the finger to nose exercise. And that's also to see whether you sway or not. And then another one would be the one leg stand, which I think is the toughest of all of them. Really a test of fitness is whether you can stand on one leg for 30 seconds. Rory McIlroy, who's a famous golfer, has been going through this body transformation for some time of trying to add more muscle, have more balance. And one of the things that he had trouble doing when he first started was standing on one leg for 30 seconds. And that's being used for every person pulled over for DUI to test whether they're impaired or not. And this is a world-class US Open champion, Rory McIlroy, to see whether he couldn't even do it as a professional athlete. And we're asking people to have their foot 6 inches above the ground, arms by their side, counting out loud 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. And if the foot goes down, to bring it right back up and to start counting where they had left off. You'll see clients kind of falling over, hopping around, putting the foot down numerous times, and officers are having a field day checking off their signs of impairment when really I'm sitting there going, come on. I have trouble doing this when I was, in shape. Yes, there was a time I was in shape. And so other exercises could be modified Romberg Test, where your eyes are closed, your head's backwards, and you're guessing what 30 seconds are. There's seated field sobriety exercises. So if you're someone who's in a wheelchair or can't do a walk and turn, there's some fun walking your hands out like this, palm patting. It's really interesting stuff. We actually have a video of that somewhere on our website if you can see it here. And so at the end of the exercises, they then make their determination whether to arrest you or not. But those are pretty much the standard DUI exercises or field sobriety exercises that we see here in South Florida.